Blake, thank you for the 5. You watched Last of Us Season 2 yet? What downgrade from the game? Ellie is actually just dumb and poorly written, left out a lot of the grit. We'll talk about it, because there's also some other things that they changed. Like, they're implying that Owen isn't actually the dad of Mel's baby. Like, they're changing a lot of stuff, I think, because it's... Yeah, what? Yeah, exactly. I think it's that they've been talking about it for like 5-6 years, and they're really worried about like people maybe I get the vibe that they're worried people are going to think Ellie's too bad of a person. I really think like that's about the limit of it, because they're like, even like the other thing, Alice is alive. You guys remember the story I told you that Cammie, she the woman I used to work with out of the UK, she couldn't get through The Last of Us Part 2 herself because you had to kill dogs. Like, that was the line for her. She couldn't do it. And so like they retconned a bunch of this stuff, and like I don't think this is a big deal. I don't think that's a big deal. But I do think like changing little bitty stuff like this. Owen's the father of Mel's baby, but in series it's ambiguous. Who's the father? So glad you asked that, because I wasn't sure if that came across. I'm not supposed to talk about it. That's a Craig question. That's a question I've asked Craig many times. What? Like, why? There's some little bitty things that they've shifted and changed. Or like the other thing, I think Michael puts it well, ambiguity is sometimes good. I think Neil has tried to retcon some of the stuff from the games to try and make Joel's choices more mysterious or questionable. Like, again, I just think he's messing with it. It's George Lucas screwing with the original movies all over again. It's like, just stop. Yeah, just a lot of the changes they made, I just don't understand why they felt the need to go and do some of it. Yeah, I'm still collecting my thoughts. I also, more generally, I think it's a huge mistake to split part 2 into 2 seasons and to have Abby's story be season 3. Because in The Last of Us Part 2, at least it's all part of the same package. It's part of the same game, so people can play the game, and they might be initially turned off to Abby, but they're going to keep playing because it's part of the same game and it continues through in the same sitting. But now there's going to be like a year break or a year and a half break or whatever, and then you're going to get back into it, and there's going to be an entire season focused on Abby, and I think a lot of people are going to fall off. I really do. I think a lot of more casual audience members who have not played the games even are just going to be like, yeah, I liked Bella Ramsey. No, I liked Pedro Pascal. You know, I don't really like Abby as a character. I'm good. And they're not going to watch it. I think taking it into season 3 for just Abby's story, and then they're talking about stretching it to season 4, probably for the bits with Ellie and Dina back at the farmhouse, and then the final revenge plot going to the slavers and everything. I think that their goal is to stretch that to a season 4. And I just think it's a mistake pacing wise. And it's kind of ironic and poetic in a way, where I think The Last of Us Part 2 is mainly held back because of pacing issues and because of how they structured the game. And I think that's what's also going to undo the show. I think it's going to really hold it back. Also don't like Ellie's portrayal. I think Ellie's portrayal is very different with Bella's take on it, but I think it's, and I've tried to maintain maybe an open mind with it, because of course I really love Ashley Johnson's performance in the games. So, you know, the TV show is a little jarring because her version of Ellie is much more carefree. But I think, I forget who said it. Somebody on X, I think it was, said that Ellie in the games is like a homicidal maniac after Joel gets killed. She's going to kill everybody and nothing's going to stop her. But Ellie in the show is like a teenager hopped up on G Fuel and Rockstar energy drinks, who snorts a line of G Fuel before going and beating people up. Like, it's just not the same. Like, Ellie is not as intimidating or as scary in the show as she is in the game, you know?
I think they removed all of Elle's grit. Abby seems to have more depth in small amount of scenes they had. It's a shame, but season 2 lost its connective tissue, and poor Tommy way to
nerf a story. I think maybe losing the grit is a good way of putting it, Matt. There is just something, and this is where I'm trying to maintain an open mind with it, because I don't want to be like, well, it's not just like Ashley Johnson's performance, therefore it's bad. I don't think that's fair. But I do feel like there's some bit of the connective. There's just something about the gravitas and the rage that Ellie has in the game that's just not really here. And maybe it's that the show has more moments of lighthearted levity. And even in the game, like when you have moments where you pause and you play the guitar and stuff, there's always this looming, like, she's ready to kill anybody at any moment. Like, whereas I feel like sometimes Ellie in the show, that drops, you know? I feel like there's an edge. There's a sharpness that's missing. And maybe that's just, again, the fact that I love Ashley Johnson's performance more, or maybe it's because, you know, maybe Bella just doesn't have that edge in the same way. I'm not sure. She can't be angry, Luke. She's busy being a dad. Guess I'm gonna be a dad.